DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Good fucking morning, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
What happened?
I just broke the algorithm.
Do you mean you broke it?
So there's something I found out about YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And this is going to be my cold open for once.
What did you do?
What'd you find out?
If you use the F word within the first minute of being live, you automatically get demonetized.
Oh, fuck them and fuck that. And who gives a fuck?
Not that we're really fucking monetized, but in the case that we become fucking monetized.
So how do guys like Bruce do? That guy Bruce do that does those really funny, silly cartoons. He cusses like every 3 seconds. How does that guy get monetized then?
All I'm gonna say,
ad revenue and fucking sponsorships.
Nah. All I'm gonna say is that YouTube doesn't give it to us. Rumble. We are monetized on Rumble by a couple cents each episode, but we're monetized on Rumble. We're not monetized on YouTube.
It's fucking adding up over time. It might take 20 years before there's anything worth fucking pulling out of the bank on that one. But
I'm just saying.
Listen, it's happening, and
it'll be fully gray before we start making money off this bitch.
Hey, that's okay. That might be when we need it. That might be when we need it. You know what I mean? That might be when we need it.
Yeah.
So, like
that's the thing. I'm already starting to get full fucking gray here. Like it's hard to tell because I've altered fucking camera settings. But after this fucking beach trip, like when we were down at the beach, I started noticing how bad the gray's like in my beard. And like, so for comic fans, Reed Richards, you know, Mr. Fantastic, how he's got the fucking gray stripes right here. I'm starting to get those through right here.
Oh, nice.
I've got some buddies in the Army. Mostly younger, but there's a couple probably that would be in the my peer group and just a little bit older. Mm-hmm. But I've got some buddies that we're talking like full head of gray hair, like in their 30s. Our friend of the show, not to throw him under the bus, but our friend of the show, Chris Bodette, everybody's favorite 12 Charlie. Bodette. Poor Bodette. He's like, I got like over 10 years on this guy, and he's got way more gray hair than I do. Like way more.
I've got way more fucking gray hair than you do, Jay.
I'm still waiting. What do you want me to say? I'm still waiting.
You were just blessed with good fucking genetics, okay?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that another day. Like,
oh shit!
How was your guys' week?
It was worked. You know, just a bunch of regular work going on. TV, work, video games, more work, and more work, and more work.
Are you still enjoying the work, John? Because I know what work you're talking about. Like, are you still enjoying the work
every day?
You don't feel like you have to get up and like you're not like forcing yourself or whatever.
So it's gotten so much easier now. So now because now I shoot anywhere between 2 to 3 podcasts on Sundays now. Okay. So after the second podcast, I edit everything for the week.
Okay.
And so that the rest of the week, I'm good and free. Yep, could do whatever. If I have any new ideas, I could just get right into it. You know, so it's gotten much easier. The editing has give me a challenge. Give me a fucking challenge.
Well, we've got a couple in the shoot, John, that we've talked about already. Like, we still have to do a best of. We have not updated a best of for a while for this one.
And I'm glad that we haven't too, because now the next best of will be like a good hour at least.
It could, I mean, it could be. If
there's a lot of stuff in the bag.
So, I mean, because earlier this week, John, you I guess you sent me an invite to join a fucking Riverside group on Facebook.
Yeah, did you see it?
I joined.
Yeah.
And then I've started looking into some of the features on Riverside, and you know, I've got, thanks to you and Clean Sanchez Media giving me the rights to the Flag for Removal podcast, which I still have yet to get off the ground. I've got tons of notes, like been planning religiously out a first episode to launch that or to relaunch that podcast. I might end up jumping over to Riverside because just the editing side of things with Riverside, seems like it makes your life so much fucking easier.
Yeah, and now what I want you to do is tell Riverside what they need
to know.
Because I've commented on so many fucking posts this week in that group, John.
And you're learning a lot too. So it's
bitching about some of the lack of functionality, especially for like us. Like, we've got 3 hosts of this show, but with Riverside, only one person can be the fucking host and have the capabilities to do shit, where all 3 want and need that
just the ability to do it. It's not that we have to
give us the option where we all have that ability. Then let's say, you know, if there's an episode where John, you're not able to fucking be there, or Jay's not able to be there, you know, somebody else can fucking run and manage the fucking recording and the live streaming of it and get everything done. So like, if it's just a me and Jay episode, I can fucking manage and run the whole fucking thing, do the fucking quick edit afterwards and fucking get it posted.
Yeah. And you could use it on your phone too. You know, so I mean, it's coming. It's just, you know, and I don't want to say it's a lack of them trying, right? Maybe it's on the docket, you know.
Yeah,
it's one of those things to me. Like, it's probably on the docket. And we're just waiting.
I will say, from just, you know, looking at it and seeing how they respond within that community, even. They definitely take suggestions heavily, and they enjoy people making suggestions. And, you know, just scrolling back, you know, a year in posts on that group after I had joined, just seeing from then what the functionality was within the software to now and what they've added based off of suggestions. They're making the improvements that the community wants. It just, being a guy that works in tech, being a guy that has a background in software development, I know it takes a while to get everything fucking flushed out.
It doesn't shit does not happen overnight when you have to recode. If you have to recode, I am not very tech savvy, but I may not be a smart man, but I do know coding is not easy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not easy.
You know, the minuscule.
That's exactly why I don't fucking work in software development, even though that's what my college background's in. And that's just because fuck working for big companies making software.
I love you, Joe. Can I just hold on, Joe? I just want to show my appreciation for what you just said. Thank you.
I had out of college and out of the Army was in software development for a huge company, not going to name names here, but we would have projects and we would have fucking tasks and we would have fucking lists of everything and when it was supposed to be due.
Did you have lists of lists?
I
love it when you have lists of lists.
Moved fucking, you know, just the bullshit behind it. And then, you know, you're coming up on a deadline and you've got fucking management breathing down your neck. And it's like, hey, you know, unfortunately, we've got the deadline. This needs to be fucking ready by this Friday. So nobody fucking gets off work until they're fucking done. you know, it's tested, everything's good to go.
If that's the case, you should have just stayed in the fucking Army. They could have kept you in the motor pool till goddamn fucking 2100. How about that?
Well, and that's why I quit fucking software development.
The American
because
dream.
I got out of the fucking Army where, you know, there's days you don't fucking go home until you get up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, go do morning PT, and you don't get fucking home until midnight. And then you're having to turn around and get back up at 4 in the morning. In software development, there were days I was doing the same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. And I know you didn't get out of the Army to just fucking like do that shit in the fucking real world,
No.
making more money or not.
That's why I went into fucking tech support and working on a service desk and doing what I do now, because now I work a fucking banker's hours.
Yes. Well, it is not out of laziness or lack of ambition. I think that a lot of us veterans, when we get out, we're not looking to go right back into a fucking grind. Some people do, and for some people that works, but it doesn't work for everybody. And for some of us, we're not special, but we've been through the grind. It's like I didn't get out of the Army so I could go right back into a goddamn grind and turn what's already my already crumbled bones into fucking powder and dust.
It's like, I mean? Fuck, everything hurts. I don't fucking feel good. I don't want to sit here and have to sit in front of a fucking computer for 24 hours.
I don't want to get shit on by a boss because I'm fucking 3 minutes late because there was fucking traffic on the fucking interstate that morning. Like, I would fucking tell somebody to fuck off so quick. I'd walk out.
So that's going to,
you can't act like that in the real world.
Unfortunately, Jay, that's going to bring me into a whole new fucking rant because I work from fucking home.
You work from what? From home?
I work remote. My job's fully remote. All my employees are fully remote. Everybody that reports to me, fully fucking remote.
Right.
When your fucking office is less than 10 feet from your fucking bedroom, how the fuck are you late for fucking work?
Well, I'm not going to get into the logistics of all that. Okay. That's a little bit outside my wheelhouse.
Well, it's outside of your wheelhouse, but I have a right to bitch about that because you're not far from your fucking desk.
That's fair. I think
you have no commute. There is no reason you should be late. That's
fair. That is fair. Outside of like, okay, I fucked up, didn't set my alarm last night, overslept something. Outside of that,
that's only viable so many fucking times, my guy.
Correct. That would be that's like a once a year thing. That'd be like a once a year thing. Like you get like one every year, and it resets and does not hold over from the previous year. So you don't get two. Yep. You don't get two next year if you didn't do one this year. You get one a year, one a calendar year. You can be late once. If your office is in your bedroom or outside right outside your bedroom, you get one a year. I'll give you one. Like, because everybody fucks up once a year. You know what I mean? We'll give everybody one.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know some of my employees have kids and shit, and school's just starting back up. So things are getting readjusted for the school year. And I give a little leeway for that. Like, I understand, kid might be sick. You might have this going on, that going on.
Wait, that's called communication. Just let a motherfucker know.
Fucking let me know.
Let a motherfucker know. It ain't hard. It ain't fucking. This is also called just being a fucking functioning adult and being responsible. And having a little bit of accountability and integrity for what's going on in your world.
All of my direct reports have my fucking phone number. For any reason, they can text me. I don't care what time of day it is. I have one employee, if they're going to be out because they're sick or something, they always text me. And usually I'll get a text at 2:00 in the fucking morning saying, "Hey, Joe, sorry, this is so last minute, but I'm not going to be able to be in tomorrow."
Yeah.
Communication is fucking key. We're all fucking adults.
That's all I ask of my people too. Just communicate. It's not that hard.
Let me put it this way. If two guys like me and John can functionally make it on time once a week for 4 fucking years, how hard is it for a job you actually get paid to do?
Well, and then me for 2 years now. Like, it's been fucking, we're coming up on 2 years that I've been here with you guys. I was on the fucking Iron Man streak until we had the unfortunate incident a couple years ago. Yeah.
That I had to be away for a couple weeks. But that was like a 1 in a million shot. You know what I mean?
That's shit, like, that incident's almost been 2 years too, because that was right before I joined the show.
It like this month will be 2 years. At the end of this month, it'll be 2 years.
Because my first ever official, not my guest appearance, but my first official co-host appearance was the same day you came back from your leave of absence because of what you were going through.
Correct. And that's one of those things where like we're saying, if we can do this for free and be on time for 4 years straight, for 2 years straight, whatever, if you're getting paid and your office is in your fucking house, wherever it's at in your house, a little communication, a little bit of accountability, it ain't that fucking hard.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Anybody that, I work with that knows I do this podcast is watching, because I've got a couple veteran buddies, a couple veteran guys at work that know I do podcasting, and they might watch this. I'll say this. My morning meeting, my first meeting every morning is at 8 a.m. I'm never at my desk. I'm still making my coffee and making my breakfast, but I show up to that fucking meeting from my cell phone.
Yeah. Because you can. And that's
because I fucking can.
You're still there.
But I'm officially working come 8 a.m.
Yes.
I might not be in front of my computer at a keyboard.
Right. Or you might not be wearing a button up with a fucking tie. Okay. But
that's also what I like about fucking working remote. I don't have to wear a button up with a fucking tie.
And you don't have to wear pants.
well, we saw during the coronavirus, like how that worked out for some people that chose not to wear pants for their Zoom meetings.
Oh, like the CNN guy, like Tubin, right?
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, I enjoy working remote because it gives me that flexibility I need. And then it also allows me to save fucking money, because I don't have to worry about, for lunches, eating out or shit like that if I'm going to an office. And then also, when I got out of the Army, I swore I would never wear a fucking tie again.
Why?
I feel restricted.
Ties are dope.
You don't like getting dressed up every once in a while?
I like getting dressed up every once in a while, but there's ways to get dressed up without a fucking necktie.
Fair. That is
You're
fair.
Right.
That is
right.
true. That is true.
You're right.
Like there's ways you can look nice and wear nice, presentable clothes and not have a fucking necktie on.
Yeah, you could wear a pearl necklace. It's man.
Do you like pearl necklaces, Joe? Do you like pearl necklaces?
What the fuck?
It's in, man. It's in.
But no,
pearl necklaces are in.
I feel restricted now. And just after having no choice, and like when we'd have fucking dress uniform inspections and shit, having to wear a tie, I just don't want to wear a tie anymore.
I actually I got to call. I think I'm calling like Men's Warehouse like tomorrow, because I have an engagement in late October coming up, but it's now September. For anybody who's not tracking, it is the 1st of September. While we're live here, it is the 1st of September.
Yeah.
So I got an engagement towards the end of October, which is now next month, and I'm going to need to rent a suit, and like I'm going to have to look a little bit more presentable than the average items of clothing that I currently possess in my closet.
So you mean Dickies work pants and t-shirts?
Yeah, that's not going to fly at this event. So,
and your KC ball cap with your infantryman badge on your fucking
with my CIB right there.
Yep,
with my CIB right there. Yeah, no, that's not going to fly at this event. Although I am going to rent a suit, and I am going to take one of the CIB, like the actual CIB, like from like my dress uniforms. I'm going to take one of those. I am going to wear that over my my left breast pocket.
Why don't you? Here's the thought process, because I've told myself because we've started, me and the wife, we've started healthier lifestyle choices, eating better, trying to get back in the gym, obviously quitting using tobacco which I'm a month and a half chew free.
How long?
Month and a half. And then getting back in the gym, eating healthier, stuff like that. And once I get down to my target weight, I'm going to go buy a suit just to have, or if I have an occasion that pops up where I need to wear one.
I'm still infuriated because I had a suit when I was in the Army, and at some point during my service,
I did too.
It poofed, and it's gone. And
But
like it was
my
a
suit was dress blues.
fucking $800 suit, and it poofed. And I'm like, like the fact that I have to rent a suit, like I had one. I already had one. And I'm like, God damn it. Now I have to go fucking rent a suit. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's like for me, for last Christmas, I told Amy, I told my wife, I wanted to get, just a regular fucking watch that was for special occasions. Like if we're going to a nice dinner, or if I have to put dress clothes on, instead of wearing my fucking bulky ass smartwatch, I just have a standard, nice watch. And she listened. She got me a nice Citizen watch, which Citizen's kind of your entryway, I would say, into watches.
Yeah.
So I've gotten that one. Since then, I bought another one from them, but they also have smartwatches that still give you like your heart rate and shit, but they look like a nice classic style watch. So, I've gotten into, I'm starting to go down the rabbit hole of fucking watch collecting. Is that damn fucking smartwatch from Starfield?
And it still works, baby. It still works. It works better than the fucking game. I'll tell you that much.
So,
I will say though, I will to kind of piggyback off that, Squillini. So a couple years ago, my wife and I, we obtained like older retro jewelry, like a retro jewelry collection. And like ever since then, we've been kind of like doing one at a time. But it's like when you have that one thing that just looks nice, and like watches are that one thing, because watches are so unique.
Give me a second. I'm going to go grab my watch.
Yeah. Like the watches are so unique, and especially with the way that they're making them, it's exciting, to see the different variations. So a watch collection is like a nice thing to have.
I've known more than one person that owns a watch collection. Basically,
yeah.
Like, I don't. I have a couple here and there, and probably
I've got like 4 or 5.
They're probably I know for a fact one of them is one of the ones I had like when I went to basic training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in a fucking box somewhere, and I think it still goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like the fucking
I still have my watch from fucking basic too.
Like it still goes off at fucking goddamn 5. Like it's in a box somewhere.
This is how serious I am about making sure this thing stays nice. I have the fucking box.
Nice.
Still. When I'm not wearing it, it's in here.
You should get yourself one of those wood platforms. Oh, that's nice.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but yeah.
It's sharp. I like that.
Is that a matte finish?
So no, it's stainless, but it's anodized with black, and then all the number markers are little diamonds.
That's beautiful.
Dope.
So that's beautiful. Just nice, very classy. If I have to throw on some dress clothes, put that on. And
I have to ask you then, if you were a millionaire, what's the most that you would pay for a watch?
Because of my upbringing, I would stick to $300 or less on a watch.
Literally the exact number I was going to say. Literally,
and that's just because Rolexes are nice.
You could get a nice watch for $300 too.
I'm not spending 10, 15K on a fucking watch or more.
Yeah.
No.
What's that company? Hublot watches.
Then you're just asking to get your ass kicked downtown somewhere because you're wearing the fucking wrong watch, dude.
Well, I mean,
when your watch is worth more than a fucking car.
If I'm walking around with a 15K watch on my wrist, you best believe I've got my fucking firearm on me too.
I was gonna say,
here's my thing: if you're wearing a piece of jewelry that could sink you into the ocean, you shouldn't be wearing it.
Fucking thank you.
Well, that's like, I mean, even my wedding band. This is how fucking simple I am. Just a fucking black silicone fucking band.
Oh yeah, mine is silver.
But I don't need to.
Joe won't get degloved when his ring gets caught on something. You will.
He's right. Yeah. Well, that depends on the day. Sometimes I have fat fingers. Sometimes I have skinny fingers.
Well, and that's actually that's the story behind with the last ex-wife that being put on there, because it was before silicone bands became a thing.
Yeah.
And my job at the time, I was working with heavy machinery, and I had my ring on, and my hand got stuck, and I about lost my fucking ring finger. So that
Well, that's what
fucking
they
weekend,
say.
I went and got a fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Now I've got to get a fucking cover up of said tattoo because.
Yeah, any place I've worked at like that, they always told me we couldn't wear jewelry for that specific reason. Yeah.
For a reason, yep. Yeah. John, what'd you do this week? Did you do anything on the scene? Like
I did a couple things that I did a lot of work. I did a lot of work, lots of edits this week. I learned new ways to edit, and then I played a bunch of Once Human, which I'm severely obsessed with right now.
Still into it? Still going well for you?
You know, I should be doing combat. I should be doing the quest lines. You know, I should be doing things like that, but I've been fishing.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've been fishing and building and gardening.
Okay.
And learning about irrigation systems and shit like that.
Okay.
And so that I have a final rating for that game. We're gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All
8
right.
out of 10.
I'm digging it.
Every single day, there is one thing, at least today, that pisses me off about the game, and that's why I'm bringing it down to 8, because I still find I get close to raging sometimes. You know, there's some stuff that is wrong with it, and it pisses me that, like, when I say it pisses me off, like I was talking to Brandon, and I was just like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. And like he was like, what happened? I explained to him what happened, and he was like, oh, because like what they put me in the quest put me in an area that was too high for me.
Oh.
And
you weren't ready to even try.
I lost all my ammo, all my medication, everything. So obviously I was pretty pissed off. You know, why would the main quest line put me through this area that I have to go through when I'm such a level? But that's beyond the point. I played Black Ops 6. It's the closed beta weekend. Okay. Next week is the open beta.
How's it looking so far?
So it's your same old Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
But they added this new thing called Omni Movement.
What's that?
And so it's a very realistic way to move. You guys want to see a clip?
Yeah, why the fuck not? Absolutely. I'm down.
I actually have a couple clips here.
It's been long enough, John. We can talk a little bit about Call of Duty on this episode. Yeah. It's been long enough. For a while there, I was worried the show was going to turn into like just a Call of Duty bitch fest. Like we were crying about it like every other fucking week on the show. Like,
so fuck. Let me see. Okay, I got 4 clips here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So I'm going to put the window. Entire screen. Yep, there we go. You guys hear an echo?
No.
Okay,
echo, go.
So check this out. So this is one clip here. So your regular schmegular game, right? Try to see. So did you see that?
Which part?
When I came to the wall, look at the way that the movement of the wall goes. Well, look, you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So you are able now to tactfully maneuver your weapon in a way that when you're sliding or cornering around the wall, you could shoot.
Okay.
They've added proper cornering.
Yes.
So if you're clearing a room or something while you're playing, you can actually peek around the fucking corner instead of
instead of just going like fucking Audie Murphy on it and fucking.
That's actually real funny, yeah. But it's very interesting because you're going to see here. Is it this clip?
You whip some ass, John. I gotta say,
dude, your boy's back, man.
I'm telling you.
I do have a really good clip here. that shows the way that that they move. You could change. I'll tell you in a second. So you see all this here, your UI.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have a section where you could take your map off. You could take your whole UI and play without the map, or you could take everything else off and just play with the map.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah. So actually, the clip I do have is right here. It's called "Still Got It." Actually, there's no sound on this one, unfortunately. But this guy, did you see what happened there?
You marked that motherfucker when he swan dove in front of you. Yes,
Yeah.
I totally saw that.
Yay! He tried.
Yeah. So that is
one.
So that's called the Omni movement right there. So you can like jump sideways, or you could jump backwards and shoot at the same time. You know, the multiplayer is still the same, but the mechanics
There's a little
make
different.
they make for moments like this actually kind of fun.
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it.
It's interesting. But you know, I've always been more into the Black Ops side of things. I've always liked that game series more than the Modern Warfare series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that the Modern Warfare series was bad, unless you were the newer Modern Warfare series.
I
You
feel
just
like
plain
the
suck.
Black Ops storyline was a lot better though.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. And with a great cast too. I mean, we even had James Burns, who plays Frank Woods, on our show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was a guest on our show, the original Frank Woods. And
pretty cool.
And
it's still pretty cool that we got to do that. That was a fun day. That was a legend. That was a fun day.
A true legend.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
We had a lot of fun with him. And let me tell you, man, like, it's unfortunate he's not in the game, because like he is Frank Woods. But it was really cool. It is. I'm gonna play a little more of this. I played with some old friends like Sonic Andy and our boy Campbell, the old Scotland Yard, I like to call them. But they the game's fun. I'm just curious to see what Zombies is gonna be like. I really want to play Zombies, and I really want to play the campaign.
I dig it.
And if you want to play it, next week is the open beta for everybody.
All right.
I'm really looking forward. I mean, I'm going to wait till it launches on Game Pass when it officially comes out.
We're going to rock some Zombies?
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to play the story first.
Yeah.
I always, with any Call of Duty game, I always use the story mode to determine whether it's going to stay installed or fucking get uninstalled.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the story mode is what pulled me into Modern Warfare when it came out. You know, originally it was the story mode. I enjoyed playing the story mode. So
yeah, Modern Warfare kind of, you know, they killed me on there. But
yeah, that was
the thing that's fun about Black Ops is, like, you know, you get the cool like Cold War and Vietnam era setting, and at the same time, you get a story that fits right for the time. You get little cameos, like John Kennedy's been in one. Bill Clinton is the next presidential cameo in this game.
That's funny.
You know, and it's funny because he looks great in the game too. He looks just as young skipper self from 1991. But I'm excited. I'm gonna play it. You know, I was talking to my boy Andy, and I was saying, you know, I do miss my shooters. You know, it's just the Modern Warfare era was just a bad era for Call of Duty. Not the first game, because the first game was great. It was a great reboot when it came back, but when it came to 2 and 3, it was like, you know. And then my wife and we watched Terminator 0, which is a non-canon Terminator story. But here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't watch anime at all. And this is an animated show. And it just fits. It just fits. My wife and I haven't gone past the first episode, but the setting works. I'm a Terminator fan through and through.
What's it about? Like what's the setting?
I'm going to be honest with you. We're just right in the first episode, but it starts off in 2022, and you see like all the, you know, because the original timeline says that the nukes happened in 1996.
97.
97, excuse me. And in the show, it happens in 2022, but the show goes back to 97.
Okay.
Like it starts off in 1997. So I guess there's a whole timeline here that they're going to go through. I'm excited to see how it's going to go. It's 1997. The three siblings must flee a Terminator using them to get their scientist father, the creator of an AI he hopes will save humanity against Skynet. In 2022, a group of humans face off against machines in a post-apocalyptic world. Isn't it crazy that in the Terminator timeline, 2022 was when the war was happening, and we're in 2024 right now, and it's just the same old boring shit? Where's the robots? Where's the war?
Well, I mean, we do have Skynet.
That we do, and we do have AI.
Cool. We have Skynet thanks to fucking Musk, which, I mean, honestly, him naming his internet service Skynet was totally a fucking, he did that fucking on purpose.
Well, we got a few different things, but hopefully our fail safes are a little bit better than what they had in that universe, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I mean, while we're in this AI topic, can I get something out of the way that's horrible to talk about, but
Sure.
and it involves a U.S. soldier from Alaska?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Talk about it.
Did you hear about this?
Mm-mm.
So we're gonna put his name out there. Specialist Seth Herrera, 34, who was stationed at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska, has been arrested on 3 charges that stem from his possession of thousands of images that prosecutors say depicted the violent sexual abuse of children, including imprints of friends he knew, with material made entirely through AI.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Where's the regulation for this?
There I believe there are rules in place where you can't produce images of other people.
There is laws against that.
So that would be part of it. And then we're going to get into the fucking Chomo shit. That's also illegal for other reasons.
And you're a fucking U.S. Army soldier with a daughter.
So this is gonna just
slow down, Joe.
Being a guy that works in fucking tech,
breathe,
and dealing with AI on a daily basis now, because I've got AI built into my fucking eyeglasses. I'm running iOS 18.1 beta, which has the new Apple Intelligence or Apple AI features. I'm running the beta for Mac OS on my Mac that I use for the show, which also has the AI features. At work with my CIO, we've been on constant conversations about how to use AI in the workplace in a secure, safe fucking manner to help with workflows and prioritizing shit and making things easier for our employees. The one thing we always come back to in all of those discussions is AI in the wrong hands can be used for the wrong fucking things.
And this is
and
this is an example.
This specialist needs to have a serious come to Jesus meeting with the fucking courts.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's coming no matter what.
Yeah, so it's coming. This is a heavy charge. Yeah,
like this is just it's despicable just using AI for something of such nature.
I agree. That's like we all three of us have separate reasons why we're gonna go to hell. That ain't gonna be one.
That's not gonna be.
That ain't gonna be fucking one of them. Okay.
And you want to know something? I have to put this out too. I'm even heartbreaking to even talk about this. We just found out that someone in our friend group has charges of that nature too.
That is heartbreaking because
it's heartbrearking. I'm telling you right now.
Question the entire time you knew them as a person. Who were they actually?
Yeah, so their name is Kevin A. Pumphrey. Yeah, and we put Chomos out there. Kevin A. Pumphrey from West Virginia, and he was someone in our friend group, and this shit is happening too rampant. And now I heard about this story with the soldier 2 days after this happened, baby. And it's insane. A U.S. Army soldier, has disgraced the uniform with a disgusting fucking crime.
Yes. Yeah. And it is. And I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what the fuck it is. It's It's a disgrace and it's a stain on the uniform. And we all three of us have our DD214s. We've been out. We're no longer actively serving.
And they all say what specific word? Honorable.
Yep. Fucking honor. And that's something we have to maintain for the rest of our lives. Service does not stop. Service to country does not stop when we get out.
What's the saying? Do good even when no one's watching.
Yeah.
And it's not just that. Like even for let's say for me, I have a disability rating, right? I have a disability rating. If I pull some heinous shit and do some fucked up shit, and if I go to jail, did you guys know the VA is legally
lose your
allowed?
Fucking disability?
I could lose my disability if I'm caught in doing some fucking nasty shit and I go to jail. You can lose your
here, all of us.
So what does that? So what does that tell you? You still have to fucking stay within the left and the right limits. You still
I'll
have
tell
to
you this right now.
Fucking behave.
I'll be straightforward about this. I have one blemish on my fucking record. One. And it was a fucking assault charge because of a bar fight.
Nothing. Hey. That's not that is
a bar
so
fight.
That's so far out of the wheelhouse of what we're talking.
But see,
guys, I got a ticket this week. I finally got caught for my fucking expired ass tags in my car.
That one thing,
right?
That was, that's a fucking misdemeanor. It's not a fucking big deal. It's not a violent offense. We're gonna fuck up. We're humans.
Correct. But what
there's a difference between fucking up because we're humans and being a complete fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
That's what I was getting at with that, Jay.
Well, but the ultimate reality, it remains the same. We still have to be good on some fucking level. Service didn't stop, and honorable, that word again, honorable service did not stop when we picked up the DD214.
Yeah. Okay. So as of right now, Herrera is currently in jail until trial hearing on Tuesday.
He's going to be coming out. He's going to be coming out to see me in fucking Leavenworth here pretty soon. Leavenworth's right up the fucking street from where I live. So
there you go.
He's going to be coming to Leavenworth soon.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing you, asshole.
And if convicted, but we know he is going to be convicted because all the evidence is there. He will be facing a maximum of 20 years, but I don't think that's enough. Let's get something happy. You guys want to talk about football, right? Well, let me tell you something. Wait, what do you got? Yeah, go for it, Squillini. I'm hyped. I was
going to say, we're going to finish weeks first and then switch over to that gear.
Let's do it.
What do you got?
So, I mean, this week did not fucking much. It was first week after 2 weeks of vacation back at work.
Yeah.
Typical fucking grind there, getting caught up. Did watch A Quiet Place, fucking the new one last night, which was really fucking good.
Which one was
I'm
that?
glad the cat survived.
Which one is that? Is that shit where you can't make any noise and there's like monsters?
Yeah.
Because the aliens are only attracted to fucking noise. So if you're quiet.
Right. Oh, that's the one where I said I'd stalk. Yeah. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
John was
I think John talked about it. It was either last week or the week before.
It was like 3-4 weeks ago. And do you remember what I said that movie made me want to serve his cat? Like that movie, that fucking cat.
The entire time watching it and being a cat owner, I'm like, my cats would get me fucking killed. Like that was the most chill fucking cat on the planet. And I'm looking at my cats and I'm like, y'all are fucking assholes.
I want to know who really owns that cat and how timid.
How much would it cost
really
for me to fucking buy that cat? Like that's what I want
too. Dude, so like it's really funny. Like I'm like the world's like the last person in the world you would expect to be a fucking cat owner.
But you have Freddie.
I have Freddie. I have Fred. And like I have Fred for reasons, and Fred's doing fine. In case anybody's out there is wondering, Fred is living his best life right now. But he is so chill. And there were people at the establishment that I got him from. There were people that were like, yeah, he'll swipe at me and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, but what'd you do to him? What'd you do to him? Because like the minute he moved in, this dude's like showing me his belly and like letting me pet him, and just like he doesn't give a fuck. He just He just wants attention.
Best life.
Yeah, the only time he ever irritates me is when he wakes me up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day because he's starting to get hungry, and I'm like, dude, he knows
owning a cat, my friend.
He knows when he can see daylight outside that he's gonna get fed soon. He knows. So he comes into my fucking room and starts bitching and moaning, And I'm like, Fred, let me fucking sleep. And he's like, no, fuck you, Jay. No, you know.
So one of my cats, one of ours, our oldest one, Bumble, he has, when we first got him many years ago, he was like 2 when we got him. He's 7 now because we got him actually 5 years ago this month. So he's 7. When we first got him, we got, we went to the store, we got some toys for him and Milo, the other cat we got at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got these little stuffed taco toys.
Yeah.
That are just little, they look like a taco. This fucking cat loves these tacos.
Okay. You're
to the
giving me
point of
ideas.
last Christmas, we had to buy new ones for him.
You just tore the shit out of
because
the old ones.
The other ones were just fucking done. Like stuffing falling out of them. This motherfucker, so he's got 2 of them now. We've got a surplus in storage of these fucking things.
Good for him.
So that way, as he ruins them, we can just replace them easily. He will go downstairs to their we've got a little cat bed filled with all their toys for the 3 cats. He'll go downstairs, he'll grab the fucking taco out, and he will walk around the fucking house. Doesn't matter time of day, with this fucking taco in his mouth going, murr, murr, murr. And he's really good at knowing when we're about to fucking go to bed, because the second I turn the TV off in our bedroom, he goes and grabs one of those fucking tacos. And then he'll walk around for 30 minutes doing that shit.
Give me attention. Give me attention. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Yeah.
Don't you have an orange cat too?
Yeah, the lack of brain cells. That one.
That's the one you're talking about?
No, that's not the one with the tacos.
Oh, that's great.
Outside of that, I did try a new product this week.
Let's hear it.
What'd you do?
So, a little backstory. I've used CBD products for a
Bless
while.
you.
Thank you.
Now, before I get into this whole thing, none of this is medical advice. This is something that works for me. So I've used CBD products for a while now. One of the brands I've used is called Shell Shock CBD. It's a veteran-owned CBD company. For the longest time, I was using their I got to pull up the exact product. They're called Rack Out Gummies. So the Rack Out Gummies, they're THC free, but it's CBD and melatonin. I was using those for the longest time for sleep.
Did it help you?
It helped, but
was it
the
perfect?
melatonin, my body produces enough natural melatonin on its own. When I take melatonin, I wake up the next morning feeling like I'm fucking drunk.
I got it.
That makes sense.
Like groggy, sluggish.
Sluggish. Feels like I can't get fucking motivated and going. So I finally stopped taking those. Well, while we were at the beach, one of my neighbors found this new product at Total Wine and More, which is a beer store / wine store. Depending on your state, they also sell liquor. North Carolina, because we're a beverage control state by the state, they don't sell liquor there. Well, it's a D9, it's a Delta 9 seltzer, hemp derived. So it's 5 milligrams THC and 10 milligrams of CBD.
Interesting.
Derived
from hemp
stuff.
Derived from hemp.
So legal. That's legal.
Yep.
Interesting.
This is what I started. I bought 6 of these. They're not fucking cheap. So for 6 of them, it was $33.
Woo!
But what do you use them for? What do you use them for?
So I've drank one each night right before, about hour and a half, 2 hours before bed.
Okay.
For sleep.
And what's the verdict? How are they working?
So I've actually slept so much better this week because of these. Because the CBD helps with relaxation. For me, it also helps with pain as a pain reliever.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then the THC, it gets me just loopy enough to where I can just go to sleep.
You can pass out. Yeah.
The wife, she's found it pretty fucking funny because if I try to fight the sleep, in her words, my eyes, like the part of me that is Japanese comes out really hard because my eyes just go slant.
We used to have a word for that in the 90s, but I can't say it on here.
Yeah. Well, we have a word for that too, and I'm just not going to say it on the internet.
Please don't.
I heard a Vietnam veteran say that word a couple days ago in front of me.
So my eyes just do that.
It was crazy. I was like,
up because if I'm trying to fight it, I look like my eyes are bloodshot. I look high as fuck. So I don't fight it. I just let it fucking do its thing. I have to drink it about an hour and a half to 2 hours before bedtime for it to kick in. There's a new one there's another product that's made that I'm going to try, and it's more of a shot instead of a whole 12-ounce drink. My neighbors got it. I tried some the other night. And it's literally, it tastes like fucking you're taking a shot of sweetened lime juice. And it's 5 milligrams THC, 5 milligrams CBD. I did that last night, and just one shot didn't work as well as the seltzer. So with that, I'm thinking I'd have to do 2 shots at night for it to give me that same effect.
Yeah.
What I like that I'm hearing is you're not using it for the intoxication. You're using it basically like taking a Tylenol if you have a headache.
Yeah. Can I? So I just want to ask. So is this seltzers? Because I'm not really in the alcohol game. Is this a seltzer that I could sit outside on a park bench and drink, or is this like considered on the alcohol side of seltzers?
So it's just got THC and CBD in it.
Okay.
Is that legal in New Jersey, John?
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
I don't know about the rules for public. For public,
from a legality standpoint,
it's wonky. Yeah.
From a legality standpoint, you don't want to fucking drive.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I say this all the time too: smoke responsibly. And if you're ingesting any other ways of cannabis or even CBD as well, ingest it responsibly. And I do like CBD too. I just want to say, Squilini, I think it's really cool that you're taking the opportunity to try something like this. CBD works.
And that's my thing. Like, I use, and I'm going to share out another thing here. And this is a veteran-owned company. For the longest time, the owner of this company, he runs a veteran nonprofit called Alpha Nerds Guild. I used to volunteer with them doing peer support and crisis intervention. But he owns this company called Shell Shock CBD, and I've used their products. So, like, here's the CBD melatonin gummies that I was using for the longest time, which are THC free. But then they have like Fallout gummies, and they have different, like, some of their gummies are THC free, some have THC in them. But then they also, outside of CBD, they have Delta 8 and Delta 9 products. With the Delta 8, I did just this week order the honey to give this a try.
That looks really good.
It looks interesting. Like it's honey, but it's infused with Delta 8. Is that
what
I'm
so it's got THC and CBD in it on top of honey.
And fucking butter up some fucking toast and put that shit on fucking top, dude. Like,
I mean, it's not cheap by any means. It's $80 for a fucking bottle.
Jesus. How many ounces? Can you
16
see?
ounce.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, the thing is, it'll last. It'll last. Like, that'll last me, 2 months.
And you want to know something? They have an affiliate program too. I'm going to sign up for this for us. I mean, it's veteran owned. Who owns this again, Squilini?
John Burke.
Yeah, Joe or John, that'd be a good one for you to look into. We can maybe partner up with.
Then they also have
shout out,
Yeah, absolutely.
The Delta Bar, which is a Delta 8 chocolate bar.
Looks like Willy Wonka. I love that.
Yep, you can do white chocolate, milk chocolate, or dark chocolate.
Hey, why's it got to be white, homie? Why's it got to be white?
Jesus.
Because the fucking chocolate's white, Jay.
They have 2 different types of chocolate too. That's insane.
3. You got the white chocolate, the milk chocolate, or the dark.
Do you guys like dark chocolate? I've surprisingly met a lot of people. I was going to say I've met a lot of people that don't like dark chocolate.
I have no problem with dark chocolate because I don't like super sweet.
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like milk chocolate is really good. Like when I have a hankering, white chocolate is kind of like what I do if I'm like feeling fancy, you know. And then like dark chocolate is just kind of like I could eat that anytime because it's not.
But
it's
then
not sweet.
At the same time, like the thing I like with Shell Shock is if they have a new product that comes out, a lot of the time they do what's called a starter or a sampler, which is just a small portion of the product for a really low price. Like for the starter of their chocolate bars, it's $4.50. So you can try it and see how it works for you before you go spending $40 on a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Right.
But then at the same time, you're not eating this whole chocolate bar in one sitting. Like you have a piece of it.
Yeah, you don't
put the rest in the fucking fridge.
Anytime, like kids, if you're listening, like, and I know you're not kids because you shouldn't be listening to this show if you are a kid, but like seriously, like take your edibles very seriously because like they will fuck your world up. Like
ingest responsibly. I could not stress this enough.
Yes, ingest responsibly. Like we're
and then here's their Delta 9 gummies, the airborne gummies.
I love that. Airborne gummies. That's fucking cool.
So not a candy, keep out of children's reach.
This definitely has weed in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 200 milligrams altogether. And it's 7.5 milligrams of THC per gummy.
Boom.
Done, son. Too easy.
So, you know, they've got some good products. They've also got topicals. So like they've got the roll on, roll out joint cream, roll on. They've got the Tropical Thunder CBD cream, which is like a hand cream, bath salts, tattoo balms. Like they've got a whole bunch of different products here. They just recently came out with lube.
Yeah, you were talking about that. They came out with lube.
Yeah, 350 milligrams of CBD lube.
What? I'm a little confused. Can John? Can you help me with this one?
I
like what? I want to talk about it, but I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start.
I mean, why don't you buy a bottle and use it, Jay?
With all the sex I'm not having, are you serious? Like, what am I going to fucking do? Put it on my goddamn hand, John?
And then
dude?
Like
beard wash
for me because of the beard. Like they've got CBD beard products, beard balm, beard oil, beard wash.
Interesting. Topical. Like cannabis is topical now. That's intense.
Well, cannabis has been topical for a while.
Energy. They've got CBD energy drink mix.
Okay. I quit. I quit. I quit. I don't know what to say.
So it's got 20 milligrams of CBD, 5 milligrams per serving, and it's an energy drink mix. So pain relief and caffeine all in one.
And it also interesting. Like that's kind of where like I remember when I was a kid, I just wanted pot to be legal. Now it's pets. Now it's like going to fucking goddamn Sharper Image or Radio Shack and like the candy store. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, if you've got pets, they also have CBD chews for your dogs and cats.
The fuck? Hey, Freddie, you want to get high?
So, I mean, they've got tons of different products here. I've tried their topicals. I've tried a few other things. I haven't tried any of their Delta 8 stuff yet. The one thing I've really been like debating is their dark matter Delta 8 oil. So this shit's apparently really fucking strong. So in this one bottle, there's 3,000 milligrams of CBD / THC of Delta 8.
Dude. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, that's why there's a fucking dropper. That's why there's a fucking dropper.
That's why it's also $200 fucking dollars.
That's the type of shit you put under your tongue.
Yeah, that's that shit right there. That's that shit right there. That shit'll fucking take you to the fucking seventh ring of Saturn.
Yeah. But then they all have their rocket fuel, which isn't as potent.
Still take you to the moon.
So
I mean, they got some good stuff. I'm excited about this. I'm gonna get us in for an affiliation for this. I mean, why not?
Why not? We already aren't making any money. I ain't fucking worried about it. We can plug whoever the fuck we want if we fucking feel like it.
It's just asking me that. It's just like Venmo. What fucking year is it? Venmo?
I use Venmo.
That's the only payment option. I'll have to look into this.
So,
That's crazy.
So there's a reasoning behind that. So
yeah,
I can
why?
actually
Help
explain.
me out here.
So because I used to be affiliated through them, and push their products hardcore on my own stuff. And they used to use PayPal, like pure PayPal regular.
Yeah.
They also use several other payment platforms, but for legal reasons, because they're CBD and THC company, certain payment platforms won't allow them
that
to
makes sense.
Send money or process payments through it.
Yeah, because
Venmo's where they landed because that's the only one that will actually allow.
It would depend on what state the person is ordering from, and that's exactly why. That is fucking exact, because different states and municipalities have different rules regarding cannabis, even if hemp and hemp-derived products are federally legal now.
That's right.
They still there are still rules.
Because
there are still rules.
There's some states that it's in that state it's illegal. So like when you go to order something, it says on their website, even if you live in XYZ states, and Kansas is one of them, they can't ship to you. Idaho and Kansas, and then obviously APO and FPO boxes, they can't ship to either.
Makes sense.
I'm trying to find I mean, they should be able to.
There's always
Jersey, right?
There's always going to be a loophole, but the problem is, like Joe said, even if the shit's federally legal, certain states and certain municipalities have enacted their own individual laws that will make it to where you could probably be looking at some trouble if you try to have stuff delivered to your home. And
this is true.
So not only does the business have to be careful, but the consumer has to be careful too.
Yeah. And you can also, if you're a veteran or a first responder, you can do a verify with ID Me to get a discount.
Do you guys do that? Do you guys use any of that shit?
I use ID.me. I use ID.me. It helps helps me the best way to verify my military service.
What'd you do? What'd you do? Like upload your DD214 or what? Like what'd you do?
It's an online record search. You just input your information and they do a search and find your information.
Yeah. So like, let's say you're signing up for something, especially like VA.gov or vets.gov. You could use your ID.me to sign in easier.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to
I used it because, you know, being a veteran, we get discounts on cell phone plans, internet, shit like that.
And places like GovX too.
I don't use GovX. I used GovX when I was in to get
GovX
shit.
is good. GovX has a lot of good stuff.
But I used it pretty much just for like my discount on my cell phone and internet bill.
Whatever works, right?
I mean, it saves me 10%, so it's like $5 a month I save, but
that's that's $60 a year. Yeah, that's $60 a year. I mean, why not? That's just fucking math. That's just money you didn't need to be spending if you didn't have to spend it, right?
Yep, exactly. So I mean, I use it for things like that. I don't use it for other things. And like usually if like say with Shell Shock, because they're a veteran owned business, I don't give a shit about getting a fucking discount.
Right.
I'm supporting my fellow brothers and sisters in arms. So I want you to get the full fucking amount you charge Joe Blow fucking civilian, even out of me. I'm not concerned about getting a discount.
That's fine. You know, everyone's got their own perspective about it. You know, I my belief system is if there's a discount available, I'm going to take it. You know, and then other people don't even search for it. Yeah.
To each his own. That's the beauty of our country, isn't it? That's the beauty of our country. We can choose what we
just love this country.
What's that?
You just love this country. I love it here.
I always have. I've always like I'm not much of a spiritual person anymore, but I thank my lucky stars every single day I fucking wake up that I fucking was born and fucking raised here. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's like straight up. I mean, I'm not gonna. I got lucky. We all got lucky to be born here. We all got lucky to be born here.
Which, speaking of our country, we want to get into that topic.
We might as well. Let's do that, and then we'll talk about sports towards the end there.
The big T topic.
Yeah, we're gonna have to on this one real quick.
Yeah, so let's go. Yeah.
Okay, so this week, for those of you guys that are unfamiliar with our former commander-in-chief and some of his antics, there was a big controversy this week revolving around Arlington National Cemetery. Did you guys pay any attention to this? Are you familiar? Like, how much did you see? Like, or did you see anything? Like,
I saw that it exists.
Briefly saw something about it, but I didn't dive into it.
Okay, and John?
I saw what happened. I do have a couple questions though, because I am kind of confused with some of the outrage on some of it.
Okay. I'd be happy to maybe enlighten on the topic. So
I see a lot of people complaining about like, oh, Donald Trump took a picture at Arlington Cemetery.
Right.
But from what I understand, and this is just, and if there's something else different, please help me out.
Okay.
I thought I was under the assumption, because I've seen other presidents, Joe Biden included, and Obama has a very famous picture of Arlington Cemetery as well. What is the big hubbub?
Okay, so and I'm glad you kind of like put it that way, because prior to the little part that became controversial, there was a wreath laying ceremony. There was, and they did, like, Trump was there, Donald Trump was there.
They took pictures there,
and they did the wreath laying. All that was fine. Okay, him and his team and a family or two began to move over to what there's a section called Section 60, and that's where Iraq and Afghanistan vets are interred right now, and for all time. They were. I don't know how to put this like lightly. Arlington has rules. This is not a normal cemetery. You don't just get to go there and do whatever you want. Just because you have a family member there, just because there might be a whole circle of families there, and they might all agree on the same thing, that doesn't mean you still doesn't mean you get to do what you want. Prior to them moving over to Section 60, which is where the controversy took place, Trump and his team were explicitly told, you can't take pictures for campaign purposes. You cannot do stuff for campaign ads. Okay. A person that works at Arlington National Cemetery was shoved out of the way.
Yeah.
Was shoved out of the way.
I saw that too.
Later, after this stuff started coming out, the Trump campaign, of course, they tried to brush it off as somebody having a mental health crisis. It's a lady worker. Okay, not a man worker. This is a lady worker. They shoved her out of the way. And then they tried to blame it on her, saying she's having like a mental health crisis. Do you remember like back in the 1800s, John, when they used to say women used to be, what was it? What was the word they used to use? Hysterical?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what they made it like they blamed her for doing her job at Arlington.
Yeah, and they pushed her to the side and are chastising her online about it, which I saw too.
They still took pictures, and they still used some of those pictures in ads for his campaign. That's the controversy, that broke several laws, actual laws. There's laws that revolve around Arlington National Cemetery, like a municipality. They have rules. You can't just. This is not a normal fucking cemetery. This is one of the most hallowed, sacred grounds our country has as far as final resting places. There's fucking rules there.
Now, why is Section 60 off limits for photography?
It's probably because it's not. I don't think it's just Section 60. It's like you can't use Arlington as a political prop for your campaign.
Yeah. Now, I don't believe in taking photos at a funeral or a cemetery grounds anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, aside from the bad publicity of him smiling and giving a thumbs up while standing on somebody else's grave, adjacent to the family members, people that they lost. And again, it's irrelevant if the families were okay, if those families were okay with it, because there's other families that weren't. And Arlington is not a place you just get to do whatever you want. It like, okay,
it's a resting ground.
Do you guys know how like the Marines love to sing about guarding the streets of heaven?
Mm-hmm.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty, right? There's a pretty little song they sing, right?
Yeah.
Well, here on Earth, in reality, the United States Army is in charge of fucking Arlington, and the United States Army had to put out a fucking statement because of this incident, which is very rare. It's extremely rare that the Army would like ever comments publicly on stuff like this. The fact that the U.S. Army had to come out and make a statement on it is also, it should raise a lot of red fucking flags. A lot of red flags. Like, and you're still going to see people making excuses for our former commander-in-chief. You're still going to see people making excuses. And it hurts my heart. It makes me feel like I have my own opinions about the guy, okay? But if you are a service member, if you're a former service member, if you're a family of a service member, and you think that guy actually ever cared about the troops, like, I don't know what to tell you. Because like, this is just the latest in a long line of, in a long string of incidents that show he has nothing but contempt for people in uniform. He has nothing but contempt for people in uniform. And that's my biggest problem with it, is that it's so obvious, but the fact that people have to ask questions about it because they don't know, because of this fire hose of misinformation. They fucking blame a cemetery worker for doing their fucking job, and then say like they were having a mental health crisis for doing their fucking job in Arlington National Cemetery. Like, that's like, if you guys ever go to Arlington, there are signs everywhere that like basically explicitly say, you can Google this right now. Like, there's signs at Arlington, like you have to remain tactful and dignified, like, while you are present in those grounds. This is not the place you go throw a fucking barbecue and fucking get wild and whoopy, you know, like in the cemetery with your dead homies. This is a place where there is honor and dignity and respect and, you know, some measure of quiet most of the time. Okay, if you're going there to take pictures behind fucking tombstones, smiling with a fucking thumbs up, dude, like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't go to fucking Arlington to fucking goddamn take pictures of me smiling, giving the fucking thumbs up. Some people apparently think that's okay, including our former commander-in-chief, and that's the shit that pisses me the fuck off. Okay? Well, like, that's the shit that like really gets my goad, because you're still seeing people make excuses for this guy. They're still making excuses because they clearly don't understand how the fucking rules work at Arlington. And again, let the Marines guard the fucking gates of heaven. Here on Earth, in fucking reality, the goddamn United States Army guards fucking Arlington. You don't get to do whatever the fuck you want there, cock smokers. I don't give a fuck if your family's okay with it. They don't get to do what the fuck they want there. Like, left and right motherfucking limits, cock smokes. Left, right. There's a fucking limit to what you can do. Yep. Sorry,
there's
guys.
A time.
Oh, you're good.
No, there's 100%. There's a time and a place for all that bullshit.
Thank you.
In Arlington National Cemetery, I will tell you this: the few times I've been, two of which were because of guys I lost, buddies of mine that are there. The times I've been, Arlington National Cemetery is one of those places where you carry yourself with fucking decorum.
Thank you.
And respect.
Thank you.
And I have never been to Arlington and not broken down like a baby back bitch when I fucking look over that fucking cemetery. Because that is the most emotional fucking place on earth, in my opinion.
And there's a reason why the guards there do what they do. Why they stand there in the rain. I mean, you know,
and that's just one part of the cemetery. That is just one part.
And that's a very small part.
Yeah, that's a very small part.
The tomb is like,
yeah, you've got the tomb, and then the right behind the tomb is Audie Murphy's grave. So you're gonna get a lot of fucking tracks there. And then after that is just people kind of like either visiting or freaking like exploring for the most part. But the entire cemetery is considered sacred, hallowed ground. Not for the people that are just the people that are there. Our fucking country, that fucking cemetery was founded with the fucking bloodshed that came out of our Civil War. That's where that cemetery got fucking placed. Okay, that shit came out of like our bloodiest conflict, which unfortunately was with ourselves. And that's like, and that's you do have to carry yourself with a little bit more esteem. You got to fucking square your shoulders a little bit more, all right, and fucking be respectful. Like, I don't know about you guys. If I went there and was fucking smiling and giving fucking happy thumbs up, fucking at fucking Arlington, I would get torn to fucking shreds by so many of my fucking peers and people I've served with. But people are still making excuses for this fucking fat fuck. Like, god damn it, dude. What the fuck is wrong with people, dude? Like, god damn it. What the fuck is wrong? Because they don't understand. They don't understand. Yeah. Clearly, they don't understand. And John, it's not your fault. You didn't understand.
Oh, yeah. No,
The only reason it's even a question is because they're making it a question. They're pretending those laws and those fucking rules didn't exist, and they just fucking trampled all over them. And it's okay because the family said it's okay. Like, no. The families don't have a say there. It's not up to the fucking families, motherfuckers. Like, it's not a regular goddamn cemetery where you just willy-nilly do whatever the fuck you want. Okay? If I want to do some willy-nilly whatever the fuck I want shit, I'll go fucking out here outside of Kansas City to the cemetery I'm getting buried at. And I'll go have a beer at fucking midnight if I feel like it. Because nobody's gonna fucking be there. Arlington is not fucking that. And it's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. Okay? Like, go ahead, Joe. Like,
Arlington is literally the streets of fucking heaven on earth.
Yes, thank you. That's a brilliant way of putting it. Fucking brilliant. Yes.
You know, the Marines might actually guard the streets of heaven in the afterlife. The Army guards the fucking streets of heaven on earth.
Fucking thank you. We'll get our break when we fucking make it there someday. Let the Marines have it then. But for now, this is that. That's our fucking.
This will defend.
That's our charge of quarters. Okay.
Yep.
Like, god damn it. Like, and the quarters are fucking 6 feet under with our brothers and sisters that lost the fucking ultimate fight. Okay. So, anywho.
Yeah. Anywho. I got one here.
What do you got?
The Morelli brothers, identical twins from Wyoming, are sometimes confused for one another at work, but the pair of Marines are deployed together aboard the Wasp-class amphibious assault ship Boxer while serving with the 15 Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is helping conduct routine operations in the Indo-Pacific region. But earlier this month, Gunny Sergeant Joseph Morelli was afforded the rare opportunity to effectively look in the mirror while promoting his identical twin brother Albert to sergeant.
That's dope.
The latter left active duty in 2013 for family reasons before returning 9 years later.
That's badass. Hey, you just reminded me of something. When you get a chance, John, we'll keep talking about this for a second. Look up father and son see each other at reception at Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah.
Like there's a father and son that like ran into each other at reception, like literally, and like that's fucking hilarious. That
I saw something it was a couple months back, and it was older, 50-something-year-old. He was out of the military, and he decided he wanted to go into the National Guard. His son was in, and he went through and did fucking basic training and everything all over again.
Yeah.
At 50.
Depending on how long you're out, if you're out for enough years and you decide to rejoin and go back in, you will do basic training again. It's not a question. You will do basic training again. Like I had to go through basic functionally twice because I reclassed and changed my job. That's a different thing altogether. If you get out,
and for you, it was more because of the job you changed to,
correct?
Not necessarily the reclass, because you went from a non-combat MOS to a combat MOS.
I still had to retrain. Still had
and
to
you
retrain.
had to retrain
Still had to retrain
from start to finish. Where like, if I had reclassed, let's say from fucking an MP to medic, I'd have just had to go to the AIT for medic. I wouldn't have had to redo basic training.
That's correct. And there were some extenuating circumstances. I was technically only supposed to do the OSIT portion of the training. There was a lack of bunk space when I landed there. So at the time, infantry OSIT was 14 weeks. I ended up doing 11 out of the 14 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I still missed about 2.5 weeks of the training. But that was red phase.
Yeah.
For all of you Army assholes out there, that's red phase. Like I basically missed red phase. But
you missed the fucking
just the beginning. Like
the hardest part of the fucking
for them.
I mean, for you, if you'd had to go through red phase at that point, it would have just been like, well, fuck it, I've done it.
That's kind of how it was. I mean, honestly, until we got to the OSIT portion, a lot of it was just rehashing what I already knew, helping some of my fellow recruits that were now becoming privates and becoming soldiers, helping some of them understand, like, this is how you do this is how you do that. I did the best I could. And
So I don't think I've ever asked, what rank were you when you went and reclassed?
When I was at Fort Leonard Wood leaving, I was corporal, but when I signed in at Benning, I was then laterally a specialist, because I did not hold an NCO rank as a 91 Lima reclassing to 11 Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had two jackets. One had the specialist rank, one had the corporal stripes. And so I had to take my dress uniform with me, but I had to transfer everything over to my specialist uniform at some point when I was there, and put all my stuff in my shinies, where the shinies go on your uniform. But I became a specialist again. And then when I got to Carson, after I reclassed, I got to Carson in December of 14. I became a corporal. And then a sergeant within a 72-hour period in February of 15. So I got promoted quickly, and like probably not nearly as slow as like some people reclass infantry and they wait 6 months to a year. They get watched. They get watched in the infantry. I happened to fall into a unit that was standing up, and they needed NCOs, and they wanted to put my feet to the fire, so they did. And I survived it. I became a sergeant about 2.5 months after I reclassed infantry, and then my feet got put to the fire, and on from there, first start of the right and on until morning, right? So
yeah, I mean, I only asked because I kind of my basic training and everything. My experience was a little bit different than Joe Blow recruit off the street, because I went in as a specialist to basic training, fresh, not reclassing or anything, just right in, because I had my associate's degree when I fucking signed the dotted line. And that was back when, if you had a 2-year college degree, you automatically go in as an E4. Now I think they changed that. Now it's E3. So, within my first year, I made it from E4 specialist to fucking corporal, but when I got to my first unit, because similar situation, my first unit, they were getting ready to spin up and they needed more NCOs, but they didn't have a sergeant billet open. They just had corporal open.
Yep.
So I stepped into that. And then once I was overseas, I got field grade promoted to fucking E5.
Good for you. That's a good way to be.
Within the first year and 3 months of being in, I went from E4 to E4 NCO to E5.
Yep.
But again, that was just luck of the draw. You're with a unit that needed fucking the bodies.
That's what happened to me, basically. But I swam like a duck when I got to the infantry. So I held and maintained my rank, and I was even promoted again. How about that?
So I did find that article, and fuck, we're definitely running out of time too. But I have another recording. That's why. Very soon. But I did find it when PFC Braden Samir's bus pulled into Fort Leonard Wood. Nothing could have prepared him for the twist of fate that awaited him inside the doors. when he was looking at his son, him and his son did basic training together. So and I'm reading this here. He got separated from his child. He was financially helping his mother, but the mother was already engaged with somebody else. So it seems like there was some tea there, but he didn't want to get in the way of their family, so he completely separated himself from them. And 18 years later, he's sitting in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, looking at his son in the face.
Yeah, that's kind of cool though. They both that's a story they'll be able to tell for all times.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And yeah, if you guys think you're too old, if you think you're too old to join the army and you're still thinking about it, you ain't.
There was a 56-year-old who just got in.
He was
prior service. He was prior service as well.
That's the guy I was talking about that went National Guard. He didn't go active.
Yeah.
But he was prior service. He was 56. He busted his ass to get back into shape so he could go back in. His son was in the National Guard for the state too.
It just worked out. It just worked out the best for him.
Yep.
This is the last news I have. This is it's hard to be a football fan in the military, especially when you're deployed overseas. But if your team is in a slump or has no chance of making the Super Bowl, it gets even harder to see a game on TV. So now the American Forces Network is now allowing veterans overseas to be able to watch American football as it's being aired. Good
shit. That's AFN. Yeah.
Yep. All 272 regular season NFL games and complete postseason coverage as well will now be available on AFN.
That's badass. Good for them.
That's awesome.
Good for them, because I live in fucking Kansas City, right? We still have games that get blacked out, and I'm not talking about the football games, obviously. Like the KC Current, like you have to have like a certain type of fucking.
It's same here with the Yankees. I can't. I need to watch the Yankee game on TV. I can't watch it on the app. Yeah,
or you got to listen to a shitty ass fucking AM radio,
like
we're in the 1950s. I'm gonna go crack a beer on my fucking front porch. You know, it's like
no. So stupid, man.
Like Jesus Christ, dude. Like.
Can I just watch handheld radio tuned into AM 109.12?
It is.
That's exactly what it is. I have to listen to Yankee radio sometimes because I can't watch the game on the apps.
He's not lying, Joe.
No, I know. I have that issue here. Like
I can't watch.
Like, how does that make sense?
I can't watch the ladies soccer team play. I want to watch the fucking ladies soccer team play.
No, you have to work it just to watch it.
Oh my fuck! You got to buy a fucking whole ass streaming service and some other bullshit, and it's like, dude, come on, fuck that, dude. Like, it's our city's team. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, why can't I watch? Like, I'm not fucking paying for these apps to watch fucking. Not that I don't like Kansas City, but like I'm not paying to watch Kansas City. You know,
you shouldn't have to buy a fucking app to do it. God damn it.
So speaking of fucking football,
yeah,
I know we've got to kind of rush through this because
it's all right. We'll live
for you, John. Got an interesting lineup coming up with this first week.
We do. We've got what? We have a Thursday night game, a Friday night game,
Thursday night, Friday, and then Sunday.
How many games are on Thursday? I know. My team's in there.
So there's just the one game Thursday, which is Ravens and Chiefs.
That's the NFL opener. So
that's the opener for the season. Friday nights Packers and Eagles. Then Sunday's the rest of the first games. And we'll go down the list here. So Sunday, we've got Panthers versus the Saints, Vikings versus Giants, Patriots versus Bengals, Steelers versus Falcons, Texans versus the Colts, Cardinals against the Bills, Titans versus Bears, the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Dolphins, Broncos versus the Seahawks, Raiders and Chargers, Cowboys and Browns, Commanders and Buccaneers, Rams and Lions, and then the Jets and the 49ers.
Okay. I
want
to hear about Thursday and Friday, since we will have those games complete by the time we do this next Sunday. So
Jets are going to the Super Bowl.
Who do you got for the Chiefs and the Ravens? And who did you say was playing? Eagles and who on Friday?
Eagles and Packers.
Okay. So we got two good. We got a couple of bangers. So
I'm definitely going to say KC over the Ravens.
Okay. All right.
Spread wise, fuck if I know.
I don't do
because they're
spread.
both really good fucking teams. They were both good teams last year. They're both good teams this year because they didn't do a lot of fucking reconfiguring of the teams to change too much.
Just plugging holes.
This is gonna hurt me to say, but I'm taking Eagles over Packers. Eagles are gonna fucking win. Packers are still in a huge rebuild stage after fucking, losing Rodgers and a lot of their core members. But Packers did do pretty damn good last season. I mean, even in their rebuild, their first rebuild season after losing their main QB, they did really good because they did make it into the playoffs. But I'm still going to go Eagles over Packers.
I'm actually in 100% agreement. I'm going to take Chiefs over the Ravens, all bias aside, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually think I'm going to take this isn't for the spread. I'm just going to say that the Eagles come out fucking hot and take it to the fucking Packers. So I don't think Friday night's going to be a close game. I think Eagles are going to pull away pretty fast.
I feel like the Eagles are going to come out feeling like they have something to prove because, this is their first season after losing Kelsey and a couple other players due to retirement.
They were supposed to make it to the Super Bowl last year and they fell flat at the end. And I think they're going to have some fire in their bellies. So,
so that's my calls too. Eagles definitely, they're going to pull away from the Packers. Chiefs, Ravens, it's going to be close.
I think it's going to be fucking a shootout. It's going to be some type of a shootout either a shootout or it's going to start as a shootout and turn into a defensive fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it go.
Next week might shape up to be a sports show.
We're getting close in the playoffs in baseball too, John. So maybe
this is it.
Maybe we should plan on that for next week.
Yeah. Yep. Sports.
Yeah,
sports next week.
I'll do some baseball study this week to make sure I somewhat know what y'all are talking about when it comes to that next week.
You're not gonna have to dig too far. There's only a few teams that are even in the hunt right now. So yeah. Good shit.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're here at the bitter end, where we remind you about your mental health and our best suggestion to deal with it. Because it's just our best suggestion. We're not doctors, we're not therapists, we're not licensed anything. We're just 3 veterans that care about other people.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about it every week, and we're gonna go right back to the roots.
Yep.
22 a day. Some places are counting in the 30s, some places are counting in the 40s a day.
Yeah.
And I really thought this was a good year, but the numbers are still high. And the whole point about all this is speaking to somebody, all right? You want to suppress those feelings. You want to let them out because it doesn't feel good here. I watched a video of the recent Disney panel, and there was a video with Pedro Pascal. I'm pretty sure Squilini knows what I'm talking about. He almost had like an anxiety attack on stage. And the first thing that he did was that he grabbed the actress next to him and like they started holding hands because she was aware of his anxiety. And how did she know that? Well, he spoke to her about it. He spoke about his anxiety, and he said, in his words, he says it. He goes, "When you see my hand on my stomach like this, that's where I feel it." And if I have that feeling in my stomach, I can't sit on it. That means something bad, something bad is sitting there, and it's not a shit.
Imagine feeling that like a lot every day.
Yeah.
Like, nonstop. Even if everything like in between your ears and that gray matter, everything's okay. But all this is fucking screaming at you like red flag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely. And your body doesn't lie to you.
No, it doesn't, but it also can get out of sorts. And when we have
It can kill
certain
you.
disadvantages. When we have certain disadvantages, the things that our brain does and the things that our body does can be antithetical to the way we're supposed to be, right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
that gets in the way of regular life. That can get very easily and very quickly in the way of regular life. And you're exactly right, John. And it's good. That's why you tell people, like, you guys, you both know I have never been ashamed to tell people that I go to therapy.
Yeah.
So that it's safer for me. It's safer for fucking anybody that I'm in the same room with. Like, yes, I go to therapy. Like, yes, I am actively seeking to improve my own mental health, because the shit gets fucking wild sometimes. The shit gets fucking wild. And I'm not talking about drinking too much or possibly imbibing a little bit in a little bit too much cannabis. It ain't about that, because that shit doesn't even affect you the same anymore either.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a different kind of high, but it's not the fun kind, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
you're
then
right.
it festers. It festers.
And the high doesn't feel good too.
No, and it's exhausting. It is mentally, physically, spiritually, okay, like emotionally exhausting. It is fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah,
please.
and look, you guys could go, to a doctor that's gonna rook you. You guys could go to BetterHelp. You guys could go to Talkspace. But the one resource that we'd like to promote is a free service. They don't ask you for anything. They sit there and listen to your story every single day. There is no catch. There is no subscription service. There is no a popularity contest. No, you call or you text. And that's the new National Suicide Hotline. And you could call or text 988-988 or dial 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. This is yes, there are other resources. Yes. But not everybody has resources of their own to be able to pay for these resources. Call that number or text them.
They care. They do care.
For someone to sit there for however long their shifts are and to listen to the things to listen to the hardships that people are going through, that's big. That's big. Someone is there to make sure that you're breathing to live another day, to be here in 168 hours, or to be anywhere else in 24, 48, 72, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
100%. And it's not bullshit. No, it's not a play in words. It's not a joke.
Every time one of the three of us gets news about another one of our battle brothers or battle sisters falling, especially in that manner, it hits like a sledgehammer every fucking time. And we're not getting any younger. Like, I can't take too many more sledgehammer hits from some of my heroes, the giants that I've stood on the shoulders of, having to freaking feeling like they have to give up the fight. All right. Like, we have a duty, we have an obligation, we have an honorable service to continue. And we will be here, and that's our promise to you guys. We will be here. Okay? That's why we do this every motherfucking week. We're not mad. We don't shame any of our battle brothers and sisters. That's not what this is about. We want you guys here. We can't do anything without you if you're not fucking here. Look at this. We got 3 people in here. I need 4 for a goddamn stack on a door. I need 4. Ideally. Okay? I can't do a fucking stack on a door with 3. That already puts us a man down. So where's number 4? You going to be here next week? You fucking goddamn well better be. Pretty please with sugar on top. And if you can't, and if you feel like you can't, and you're going to fucking lose the fight, there's the number right there. There's the number right there. Hit it up.
Well, guys, we'll see you next week in the 168. It's going to be a sports show.
Fucking A.
It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of crazy talk about some of the stuff that's going on. I think my predictions are going to be wrong. Actually, I think my predictions are actually going to be wrong after looking at some things.
About what? The Yankees?
About the Yankees. I'm starting to feel a
Ooh,
little more
you got me
confident
curious.
about them. Yeah.
I'll be quiet during the week. I want to hear about it next week. I'll be quiet about it during the week.
And then, guys, we haven't forgotten. We do have a new show coming out in September, October time frame. So stay tuned for that. We're excited for that. The first guest is going to be Ace. I do need to contact him so we could talk more about that. But guys, we love you. We'll see you later. Be responsible. Just do everything responsibly.
Drink responsibly, drive responsibly, act responsibly. Just
with sugar on top. Please. Just fucking sugar on top.
That's all we ask for. We'll see you guys later.
Have a good one, guys.